असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय।
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय।
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय।
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Good morning. Please see page number 103, today's quote, the second quote in the page. Let us all work hard, my brethren. There is no time for sleep. On our work depends the coming of the India of the future. She is there, ready waiting. She is only sleeping. Arise and awake and see her seated here on her eternal throne, rejuvenated, more glorious than she ever was, the motherland of ours. So Swamiji was talking about rejuvenation of India, putting Mother India back on her throne. So he was visualizing a great India, a glorious India, a prosperous India, a developed India, India where there is least suffering, India where the gulf between the haves and have-nots is minimum. He was expecting, he was visualizing an egalitarian society, right? So that is our hope. We have been trying for the last 7 decades. Since independence, we have been trying our best actually to create such an India. But somehow it's not happening for various reasons. So one of the reasons is this population explosion. I don't know, in your view and opinion, how big a problem it is. In my estimation, it is definitely a problem. Yesterday batch I was telling, in mid-80s, when we were in school, we used to read ration cards, statements like this. Chinna kutumbam, chintaleni kutumbam. So, పంటలు ఎక్కువైనా ఈ పరిమితులు ఎందుకు, సంతాన పరిమితి లేనందుకు. government was trying to educate people, right? So the government used to consider population as an issue, and it was trying to generate awareness among people, stressing the importance of a small family. Also, we used to read, I remember, ఒక్కరు ముద్దు ఇద్దరు హద్దు అంతకు మించి వద్దు. Still I remember, ఒక్కరు ముద్దు. Government actually encouraging people to go for one child. Ours is not a communist government, right? So it cannot be enforced on people. You have to generate awareness and people have to do it willingly. They have to come forward. So it's a huge task, Herculean task, to convince everybody, to make everybody understand that in the interest of the nation, you should go for a small family. Very soon we are going to overtake China. I think we are almost very close to China's population now. So 17% of the global population is in India. We are only 2.5% of the world geography. Australia is nearly 7 times the geographical size of India. You know the population of Australia? Can somebody? Nearest figure? What is the population of Australia? Around 2.4 or 2.5 crore. So it's almost, I think, 1/50th in terms of population. It's so small. Geographical size is 7 times that of India. So when you go to countries like that, you don't see people anywhere, only you see nature. You go to the countryside, absolutely, you travel hundreds of kilometers, you will not find one human being. New Zealand, somebody was there the other day from New Zealand. Swamiji, it's a kind of empty country. Yes, you don't get to see human beings. And our people, particularly those who have gone from India, sometimes they feel bored. Where you don't get even to see a human being. So quiet and so calm. And when those people, they come to India, most of the international travelers, their experience is everywhere crowd. India has become the land of crowds. Whichever place you go, you'll find a huge crowd of people. So for them, it will be a different experience. When we go to those countries, a different experience. Yeah, but very recently, the world population has crossed 8 billion mark. United Nations has celebrated that kind of event. But we need to understand that Earth doesn't have the resources to support any more numbers. So we need to reduce human footprint. Consciously, we have to act. మన సంఖ్య ఎంత ఉండాలని మనం నిర్ణయించుకోవాలి. ఎంత సంఖ్యకి ఇక్కడ వనరులు ఉన్నాయి, ఆ సంఖ్యని మనం రెస్ట్రిక్ట్ చేసుకోగలగాలి. దట్స్ వాట్ కాన్షియస్ లివింగ్ ఈజ్ ఆల్ అబౌట్. As human beings, we are not just like other animals. So we have to live consciously. So does the earth have resources to support more numbers? If it doesn't have, it is our responsibility and duty to restrict our numbers by consciously restricting the family size. There is no other choice. If you want to preserve some resources for the future generations, there is no other option. We have to put a cap on our numbers. We have to reduce human footprint. There is no other way. There is no other solution. Climate change is a reality today. It was a fiction some time back, 30 years, 40 years back. People were talking, some scientists were talking about climate change. So not everybody had subscribed to their view, but now actually, the kind of rainfall, temperatures, when you see all these things, now what the scientists had predicted some 40, 50 years back has almost come to a reality. And what they are saying is because of this climate change, the regions that are experiencing heaviest rainfall now may not receive any rainfall. And the regions like deserts where actually practically no rainfall happens may receive the heaviest rainfall. As a result, what happens actually? So the whole world will go dry. Crops will not be growing, you will not be able to grow crops and food. Because of that, there will be civil wars and then human civilizations will perish. Of course, that is a kind of doomsday prediction, but I don't subscribe to that in toto. But at the same time, it's no more a myth, okay? So, to preserve ecology, to preserve environment, the only option is actually to restrict the numbers. Population is a huge problem, particularly for India. It's a great challenge. We have to put our population growth rate at a negative rate. We have to bring it down to that. But I want you to understand that in democracies, it's very difficult for government to make policies that will put people to some inconvenience. If tomorrow government asks me to restrict, my family and to have only one child, okay? I feel that actually government is putting restriction on my freedom. All these days I have enjoyed freedom, to have, suddenly government is asking me to, to have only one child. But the problem is, so in democratic setups actually, they don't come forward to make, strict policies, though it is needed in the interest of the nation, precisely for the reason that it will cost them something politically. Politically they will lose, right? Everybody wants to do only things which people love to do, which people wants to have. But in the process, sometimes, they compromise with the national interest. For the sake of political interest, today in India, our political parties are ready to sacrifice the national interest. But if you think that for everything government has a solution, we need to understand, again, we are mistaken. Today, government means, after all, just people's, right? Democracy means what? People's governments, right? We are ruling, it's our government. So, we have to act in a responsible manner, and we have to be a responsible citizen of the country. As a responsible citizen of the country, what is my duty? Yes, how can I contribute to the progress of my nation? By making my small family a small family. That's my contribution to my national growth, for the growth of my nation. So only when you have people who are all actually responsible citizens of the country, truly responsible, then things will happen. Otherwise, if you expect for every problem actually government has a solution, I don't think government has any solution. In a democratic setup, we need to understand that government is not separate from people. It is we who are governing ourselves. It is we need to act. So, okay, problem is ours, solution is also ours. Thank you. Have a nice day.